Good morning, everybody. We are live. This is Landscaping to the Point, where we go straight to the point. Today, we're going to talk about ghosts, which, the main man down at the bottom over here, over to the right, is Josh. He is the ghost because he disappears like nothing and reappears out of nowhere. I'm joined also by JC, my best friend over here. He's up in Boston too. These both guys are up in Boston. They are enjoying the cold weather. He likes the Boston stuff. So we're going to talk about some really great stuff. We're going to talk about some weird stuff this week. First, we're going to go into, we were kind of talking off the air. I just went and had to go buy another vehicle for my daughter, a newer vehicle. And then we started talking about the Cybertruck. Anybody interested in buying a Cybertruck? That's the main thing. JC said he's going to go ahead and buy one. He was on the thing. We got the specs, going to tow 11,000 pounds. So, Josh, I'm going to jump to you real quick on this. Could you tow a Bobcat with that?
With the 11,000 pound truck, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
would you buy one?
I couldn't not a full size track machine, but I'd say an 8,000 pound skid steer or smaller, probably. I mean, I'd probably destroy it after a couple of years, but I could.
What's the life expectancy of a truck for us guys? I mean, I look at it like when I buy a truck, I don't buy usually brand new, but when I buy used, I look figuring I'm going to get at least 3 years out of it. What do you guys look at when you buy vehicles truck wise? I know, JC, you're still trying to figure your truck out or fix it still. So
yeah, I like. I'm kind of a. Actually, I had to think about what I wanted to say there for a second, so I'm going to change it. I like the Toyota Tacoma type of smaller, not compact, but smaller mid-sized truck segments. Just because I'm not really in need of anything super heavy, just something that's able to kind of tow, and then also more of a daily driver. I've driven obviously big trucks before in the past. I kind of like smaller vehicles, easier to park whenever you need to do something. But for what I do, very minimal. I don't need anything with too much power.
Nice. Josh, what are you looking at? I mean, how many years do you look at a truck when you buy it? And you do buy new, used, small? I mean, I know you got that huge F80,000 or something.
It all depends on the deal.
Okay.
I just bought a 2011 Ford Ranger with 160,000 miles on it. It's going to be used for solely shoveling in the winter, and then guys to do we have accounts that we just do maintenance in the summer where they go around, they clean out garden beds, they trim bushes, that type of monthly maintenance. So they'll go around and do that. It's 4-cylinder. I'm expecting to maybe get 3 to 5 years out of that. If it's maintained, it seemed like it was a good truck. I bought it for real short money. So if I get a year out of it, I'm happy. Brand new trucks, man. I don't know, man. The way that things have gone the past 5, typically I'd say if you're busy, and you've had headaches with used trucks, go new. But new trucks have had some major issues with especially in what we do. If you got 80, 100 loan accounts and your truck goes down, you're screwed. Now you got $1,000 payment on top of it, plus it goes down. So I bought one of my Rams new, with 7 miles on it. The second year, the transmission went on it, 30,000 miles. I've probably used that truck a season and a half fully for snowplow, and I've had it for 5 years. I'm at the point now where it's paid off, but it's going to stay in the fleet. But that was also a 3/4 ton, so that was a mistake I made. So I do a lot of towing with that. Buying used or new, I think you have to look at what you're doing, and you have to be honest with yourself about the weight that you're pulling. You asked about that 11,000 pound Tesla. I had to look that up. I didn't know what the fuck a Cybertruck was.
Yeah, it's owned by Tesla. I mean, we were talking about it because just me, I walked in the Ram store and a brand new Ram with rebates right now, just base model, nothing loaded on it, was I think 57 or 59,000, and that's just with a $10,000 rebate. And I was just kind of like, wow, I can't afford freaking $1,500 payments a month on this thing.
Wait, what model Ram?
$2,500.
That's crazy because I saw, how much was it?
50. It was like 57 or 59,000.
So I've been looking for myself. I've been looking for a new 4-door 3,500 with the plow on it, and the 2,500s keep popping up with the plow for like 5,500 with the plow. Wow. And I think that they're like their base model. You know, it's not
right.
It's automatic seat, automatic power windows, all that crap. But I think you got to show up a little bit. They're talking out in the cornfields there.
Yeah, I mean, we only have 2 dealers out this way, so I mean, you get your choice of 2 dealers.
Who's the 2,500 for? You or one of the kids?
The 2,500 would be for me. I mean, I bought her a Jeep Patriot, so I mean, you know, I'm pretty much trying to switch over to all Jeeps. Pretty much, my wife's got a Jeep car. My son I bought earlier this year's got a Jeep, and then I just bought a Jeep Patriot for my daughter. So literally, all my regular vehicles are Jeeps, and I'm going to try to go back to Rams. I used to have Ram, and I love Ram. And then it was just about price wise. I mean, Ram went up way high, and so we started.
They're still the best price though. They're still.
I know.
Compare that against an F-250. Forget it, man. $80,000 for a nice F-250 right now.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, F-250s are expensive, but that's the thing. Certain things, that the more stuff you add on it around here, that Ram goes up to like 70, 80,000. You know, I mean, I've seen some out here, 2,500s for 90,000 brand new. You know, but it's got everything. It's got power windows, it's got sunroof, it's got power heated ass, it's got, you know, heated handles, you know, everything you want in it, but $90,000.
You compare that to the same thing based on Ford and Toyota, it's going to be even more than what the Ram has to offer, even with everything all specced out, you know?
Right.
I bought my Ram because of the price point, but honestly, I'm not with a work truck. I don't care about bells and whistles.
Right.
The only thing that I would probably do over on the next one is I'd get leather seats, just because, you know, keeping a towel, a seat, or a cover, like those cloth seats get destroyed no matter what. So
right.
I'd probably do leather seats over that. You know, I don't care about power seats or anything like that. I look at it as a work truck, but I mean, still, again, $1,500 a month versus, you know, being down for a week and costing you $10,000 and then having to get, you know what I mean? Like, you got to weigh the options.
You know, it's funny. I never got the concept of luxury trucks. Like, trucks to me, it relates to like work. You're going to use it for work. You're going to tow stuff. You're going to haul stuff. You're going to plow stuff. Like, I don't know. If I had a luxury truck, I wouldn't want to get the thing dirty.
Right.
That's what I mean. I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially you get it inside dirty. Oh, that's just, especially if you have, you know, have cloth seats and somebody spilled coffee on it and you got, you know, grass everywhere. I don't know. It just, I think that's why I've always bought kind of used, because it's like, at least I know that it's not in the best condition. I think driving brand new, I mean, I've driven brand new a couple of years ago because we had a vehicle that was totally out and our insurance paid for it. So I had a brand new Dodge Ram 3,500, and it was, I just hated it every day when I got in, and there was grass everywhere, you know, and I'd have to go and vacuum it out at the end of the week, you know, and it's like, I don't know, like, it just brand new truck to me. I'd be very iffy on damaging it or getting it dirty and be like, really? Now I just got this truck, you know, into the work mode, you know, even though it's supposed to be a work truck. That's the thing, you know, we're buying it for a work truck.
Can you imagine putting a plow on a Cybertruck and going out plowing with that thing?
That would be different. That would be very, very different. I think that would just be like, that'd be out there, you know.
You'd have to have stupid money to even do that, you know, like just that's like a big F you to everybody. You know, I'm putting a plow on this Cybertruck.
Now that you say that, somebody's going to go out and they're going to buy one and put a plow on it just to test it somewhere in like Montana or something where it snows literally every day, just to be like, look what I did. I destroyed this Cybertruck in 6 months, but I got a plow truck out of it. Josh, would you do it?
I'm going to buy one live on the podcast right now. You only need $250 down.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's a good deposit, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should definitely do it.
You have the thing on the YouTube where people could donate money, right?
Yeah, we can add that on there. We can have people donate. I don't know how many people would donate. Josh, you want to donate now?
Yeah.
Want to see this working.
He's looking up the Cybertruck specs.
Yeah, he's looking it up. He's very interested. So Cybertrucks is what he's going to go into next. I can see it now.
No,
They're gonna make the Cyber.
my internet's being choppy, so I can't. I'm losing you guys.
It's
Okay.
because
Well,
all the
that's always-
ghosts are taking up your bandwidth.
Yeah, all the ghosts up in your attic there. Okay, so
All right, I think I get you guys back now.
okay, you got it. So would you put a plow on a Cybertruck? That's the main question. Probably not.
Would
After
I
he
put a
finishes
plow
his
on anything?
contract, he will.
I mean,
Put the plow on your
first of all, how
Celica.
much is a Cybertruck?
Cybertruck
is
is what?
All right, so hey, I looked at the wrong thing because there was one that had probable savings, and then it
Ooh,
said
probable
purchase
savings.
price. So the probable savings on the all-wheel drive model is 68,890, but the purchase price is 79,990.
So 79,000. You got that in your pocket right now, Josh. Go for it.
Yeah.
He's looking up. He's looking in his
Yeah,
bank
but you got to
account.
look up specs though on this thing.
I got it. up.
11,000.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool to pull into an account and plow with, but I'd also probably destroy it.
Probably. That's the thing. Like that's a lot of money, especially. I don't know. Like it's still newer to me, and I think that it needs a couple years before, anybody. I see any landscapers out driving them, trying to haul a trailer and everything. That's the thing. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So our next topic right here, guys, is ghosts. Do you guys believe in ghosts? Josh, do you believe in ghosts? Because we know
I
you
don't
are.
know. I don't. I know. That's why I don't know if I got to kind of play that card. I don't know. I the whole thing with like energy and spirits like makes me think like you hear the stories, and it makes me think like maybe something there, but then some of it's like, we're just overdoing it. It's all bullshit, So I don't know. I'm out to debate with myself on that right now.
Okay. JC, do you believe in ghosts?
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
No, but on the contrary, not to change the subject, I believe in aliens, but I don't believe.
Okay, so you believe in aliens, but not ghosts. Okay, I do believe in both. If we're gonna jump on that topic, I mean, I believe that there is ghosts. I'll tell you a little story. When I brought my grandma back from California, okay, yeah, she was deceased. She was in a box. Okay, we brought the box to our house, and it was at my other aunt's house, which she doesn't smoke. Literally the whole time she was sitting in the box here at my house, all we did was smell smoke. My grandma used to smoke cigarettes like crazy. So I still believe that there is ghosts out there. I feel like that they're out there, and you can't see them like everybody projects that they see all these ghosts, but I feel like they're there, and you can sense their presence sometimes. So, because why would I smell smoke if there was no smoke around this box? I mean, unless the ashes are starting to reburn, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of hard. I don't believe that.
What's nuts, right? It's. I think we underestimate how much the brain works in crazy ways. Like if you look like neuroplasticity and just like listen to a few podcasts on like neuroscience, how like your senses can react, your brain can react to your senses and automatically trigger the senses to smell things, to hear things that aren't there, and it's freaking insane. So that's like when I say I'm out to debate, that's why it's like the debate between like religion and science. Like I'm on a fine line of that where like like science is factual. That's why
right.
when I listen to you think about something, right? And the nostalgia kicks in, and you smell, Nani's lasagna or meatballs or whatever, and that scent comes to you. Is that scent coming from somewhere, or is that just something playing back in your memory that your brain's triggering? Your brain's a crazy tool, man. It's a fucking crazy tool that can do some crazy shit.
Josh's brain in particular is crazy.
Listen, but that's what I'm telling you, dude. I know. I take medicine to keep my brain to go this way, dude. And holy shit.
Oh.
I don't know.
Hey,
See,
it's all right.
I don't believe in ghosts, and not to get like religious. I grew up Catholic in the church, and I have faith. So if I were to say I believe in one ghost, but
Okay.
The Holy Ghost.
I believe in
Holy ghost.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
No, I don't believe in ghosts. I've never had a personal experience, and I've seen like when I was a kid. Remember that show Unsolved Mysteries?
Right.
Right? I don't know if some of our listeners are probably too young to remember that, but that guy was the host of the show was scary in himself. But I would be intrigued of like listening and watching the stories that other people had about ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And I guess that's why I never really liked horror movies, because that dealt with ghosts, because I just found it unbelievable.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in me not believing in them. Aliens, I could talk to you hours about aliens.
Okay. So do you believe in aliens? That's
I do.
another thing.
I do.
You do believe in aliens. Okay. So why do you believe that there's aliens?
I believe that there are aliens because this universe is beyond anything we could ever imagine. It's endless, really, if you think about
Right.
it. We're just a grain of sand on a beach of thousands of beaches, of millions of beaches. Like it's just it's almost selfish to believe that we're the only ones that exist in this entire UFOs. Like I don't know, like I don't think that they look anything like us. I don't even think that they would act exactly like we would either. But
Right.
I think that if we were capable in a span of, let's say, 100 years, let's look back at the last 100 years and how technology quickly advanced, and that's just based on what we know, right? And our intelligence. If there's other forms of being out there, there's nothing to say that their technology is greater than ours. It's just. I don't know. I find it fascinating, and aliens are cool.
Yeah. Josh, do you believe aliens are true?
Yes.
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 Why?
I mean, the same thing Jensen said. I mean, look how big. Look at our galaxy, right?
Right.
And then think of the universe. Like that galaxy is that big. Like Jensen said, like you don't even know how big it is. And just the fact that, like I follow a lot of NASA shit.
Right.
Like the noises that they're hearing, like they're hearing explosions from like, trillions of light years away. Like that tells you something, like something's going on out there. Like we're not the only ones. We can't be. But I want to bring something up real quick. I want to backtrack just a second because I thought this was cool. So a guy that I'm doing work for, a local, my house is kind of historic in the neighborhood.
Right.
I was like 132 years old. And I actually was given the picture. Huh?
Someone died there?
I don't know, but I mean, let me see if that's the guy that built the house.
It's like Richie Plemons.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the guy that built the house. So I'm gonna have some fun with my kids later on, and I'm gonna kind of like shadow these things in the wall and like put them up. And I gave him the story, and like this guy built this house with his bare hands in 1890 and blah blah blah. He probably died in the house. You know what I mean? At that time, people died in the houses.
Right.
So I mean, the house is 132 years old. I'm sure there's been a few passings in this house. So
correct.
And you picked the attic.
Yeah. The attic's not so bad. The basement creeps me the fuck out. The basement has some hidden rooms in it, which are like, all right, what the fuck were these used for? So the basement creeps me out a little bit. The attic, I love. Mom's attic.
But do you feel like all older houses? I mean, have you been in a lot of older houses?
I mean, I grew up in Boston, so a lot of those houses. I don't know if I've been in anything this old.
Okay.
The town that we predominantly work in, it was one of like the founding towns. So it's got a lot of older houses from like the 1700s. We haven't been in them, been around them, but I mean, there's a lot of creeks and stuff. But I think it's cool. Like, there's probably a lot of history in this house. I like the idea. Like this, Jensen knows my area. Like my house was something like 127 acres of farm, and then like just like even up until like 2011, they were still selling off plots of land. Like the houses next to me, behind me, and next to me weren't even there in 2011. They were just put up. So
Wow.
and the guy that owned it, it's funny. And I was like, oh shit, this is where the ghost comes in. He was one of the reasons that UMass Amherst developed an agriculture department, which I was like, dude, I got pulled here for some reason. He was a state legislator. So kind of cool shit, but I want to fuck with my kids going into like the new year.
I mean, you could have a ghost in there somewhere. Or
I'm gonna take this photo, I'm gonna blow it up and put it in a frame and put it at the end of the hallway. Like when you come up my stairs, there's a hallway that goes all the way down.
Right.
That's the bedroom. I'm gonna put it right there.
You're gonna scare the shit out of your kids.
Bro, I was tortured by my aunts and uncles when I was a fucking kid. I had a lot of aunts and uncles, and I was tortured by them with like these Maple Leaf characters that probably caused like some trauma in my adult years.
Right. That's probably why you're on medicine. We know that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, that's cool that your house is so old. I mean, I feel like some of the older houses, especially in our area, there is always rooms down in the basement. I mean, I remember back to my dad had a house when we were younger that he bought that was down in one of the older parts of Toledo. And it had a room down there that literally you had to go into it. Like it had a door locked in. It was weird because you go down in the basement, most of the basement's open, and you had this room in there. And it was kind of like odd that it always had that room that you're like, okay, why is there this room down here? You know, and I've gone to a lot of houses before, and even some of the older ones in some of the richer neighborhoods have them like hidden rooms. I mean, I've gone into one that literally I had to turn the irrigation off, and I couldn't find the irrigation line. So, and I was the only one in the house, and they were like, go ahead and go down, turn the water off, do whatever you got to do. We got to go store. And I literally was walking around this basement for 30 minutes just to find the water shut off. But I found like 3 hidden rooms down there. And it's like, why are these hidden rooms in these basements? It's kind of odd. Maybe it was because of root cellars. You know, I mean, root cellars was one of the things that they always used to keep food down there. They used to keep wine down there. So maybe that's why you got a hidden room down there. Or, you know, who knows?
Maybe they were sex dungeons.
Nah, I don't know about that. Way back then, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
how old are those rooms, Josh?
Yeah,
you just put them up.
Yeah. You just built that room.
Took a couple shovels full of dirt and threw them against the wall.
Yeah,
but like, dude, we had when I was younger, Waltham's a suburb of Boston in the area I grew up, and there was an old, if anybody that's listening might be from the New England area, you might have heard of Med State. So Med State was a hospital. It was a mental hospital, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So if you ever watched any like horror shows or documentaries about those mental institutions, those were like kind of like debatable ways they used to get like the electric shock therapy. They would beat them. They would put nails on them and stuff. So they had a lot of those rooms in those places. So we used to jump the fence. This was an abandoned mental hospital from the 70s. We jump in there, everything's boarded up, there's like syringes and everything, but there were still rooms where they would have like the strap down chairs and stuff in the basement. And this is where your brain starts coming. It's like, all right, are there actual ghosts in here, or are you correlating like these chairs and these like sketchy rooms to what would have happened? Your brain takes over because you go, the fuck was that? I just saw something walk by, holy shit. Right. And like legit, I don't get,
or you hear the creaking. Like I mean, the creaking of like, you know, stuff that's old. I mean,
bro, I tell you, I don't get skittish like that in places. I think I went into this place one time and I was like, fuck that, I'm good, dude. Like it's probably some junkie running back and forth in there scaring the shit out of me, but like I'm walking around and it's almost like you could feel eyes staring at you.
Right.
Like Justin, you ever go to George's Island?
No.
No, forget it. I won't even bring it up then. Yeah, we got to talk, buddy.
George's Island?
Yeah. George's Island. They're the islands off the coast of Boston, outside the harbor. They're from like the Revolutionary War era where they would sit there and that's where they would fight all the incoming ships from England and stuff. You can take a tour out there. It's like $40. You take a boat out. It goes out to Deer Island, Bar Island, and then George's Island.
I haven't done there, but I've been to Concord where they had the Battle of Lexington.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's cool. You know, you get to find like artifacts and stuff. People still find artifacts in the ground.
Yeah. Scott, you ever come up here, you got to take like the Route 2 area, like that whole Revolutionary War pathway from like up to basically up to like Merrimack Valley out here down to into Boston. But it's so cool because some of those houses are revolutionary, like colonial era houses and stuff, and like just the farms and stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, if I come up there, I want to go to Salem and all that stuff, and definitely see a lot of that stuff. I mean, that's one of the. I think I'm more interested in a lot of the older stuff. I mean, we went to some island that was back in I think 1800 or something. That was a carnival island or something. It was cool to just see all the stuff that was there and listen to the. I mean, it freaked my kids out because one of the microphone things that's play this music was like, you know, and it's, you know, my youngest is like, yeah, 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 like, and my oldest is like, nope, nope, we gotta walk. Let's go, get out of here, like, you know. But it's just, I think a lot of that older stuff is interesting to me, and it's, I don't know if it's because I've gotten older or just, I mean, I've liked a lot of interesting old stuff. I mean, I used to like World War II stuff and all that stuff. So it's like a lot of that older stuff is interesting, I think. And I'd love to see a lot of that stuff.
They say a lot of places like that are haunted too, like
Yeah.
just old revolutionary, like wartime, like fields and stuff, and you know, in old houses. But aside of that story that you had with your grandmother, have you had any other ghost encounters, or like what you thought might be a ghost encounter?
Yeah. I mean, I've felt like coldness and hotness sometimes and different, you know, places that I've been, but I just think it's I don't know. I mean, we used to do a place when I started mowing grass for a company when I was like 18. And we all kind of got to the place was an old abandoned house. It was older. We all kind of went into it. There was three of us that were mowing the property, and we went into it the one time, and it was dark. I mean, it was falling apart and stuff, but there was a lot of creaky noise in there and stuff. And neither three of us were brave enough to go in the basement. I mean, that was one of the things that, like Josh with the basement. I hate to say it, but like I'm there with. I think the one guy was like 50 something years old, and he was like, "I'm not going in that basement, dude. Like you're nuts." Like and I'm just like, okay, well, you know, we'll go up in the attic, you know, and we're barely walking up the stairs because half the stairs are gone, you know. But it's like, okay, let's go up in this attic and see what's up here, you know. But going down the basement, yeah, no. You know, and then you get the creaky noises, and you're like, okay, what's in that? Is that an animal? Is that, you know, somebody walking through the thing? Like Josh said, you know, somebody running through the house or something, you know, it freaks you out sometimes.
My friend
You
showed
know.
me a video of his neighbor's, like it was his neighbor's video, and it was a ring cam that he had set up in his like kitchen or something like that, and it was like in the middle of the night, and it set off the motion so that it started recording. And you don't see any, and I saw the video myself. You don't see anything, but you see like this kind of like a silhouette that you may think it looks like a person and like a kid, like walk by. And
Okay.
it just kind of, it was very, very blurry, very dull. I mean, you couldn't really see it. And he was like super convinced, like he doesn't have any kids. So how, like, you know, how could you explain that? And I was like, I don't know. Some car drove by and some reflection off the window or something like that. I don't know. There's a million. The problem
Yeah.
is too now is that people put so much fake stuff out on the internet now that you don't know what's real or what's a joke anymore, you know, and that's kind of the bad part of it.
I gotta go in
Yeah.
for you. So again, reason why I'm out for debate, and this could come with like energies in the area. So again, my wife always talks about like, you know, feeling energies in a room and off people, and maybe where something good or bad has happened. I've never really felt that, you know, and I've been in some like sketchy places and shit. My first time down in New Orleans, I forget the name of the church, but there's some big church right outside the main park there. And I wanted to visit it so bad because I love the architectures of all like old churches, how they're built and everything in the art. I walk in there, I go up. There's a donation box. You can grab a candle. You go up to the steeple, put it in. Walk in, I'm fine. I think I grabbed a candle, put the money in the box, grab a candle. I go up to the aisle. Bro, when I tell you, I have never. My wife and I joke, and she goes, "That's the God going, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit." But when I tell you, I've never felt an energy or a fear or a sadness like I did immediately. Like panic set in, sadness set in, and I turned around and I started like dropping tears. And I go to my wife, I'm like, I gotta leave. I can't be in here. Like it doesn't feel right. And I can't explain it because I've never, and this was probably 6 years ago. Before that, I've never felt anything like this. Till this day, I've never felt anything like this. I went back to New Orleans a couple years ago, last year, the year before, looked at the church and was like, nah, I'm good. Like the feeling was that weird, like something bad had happened, like something really fucking bad happened. And I've never understood that, like that empath feeling with people or spirits or anything. But man, that shit was crazy, dude. I'll look at the church and I'll send it to you guys. I'll mention it on the next one.
Yeah.
But it's massive. But I tell you, I've never felt like an uncontrollable sensation and feeling and like negative feelings, not even like in a positive way.
Right. Right. I mean, I'd love to go to these places. I mean, I would be the one that would definitely have to be during the day. I couldn't go to a lot of these older places during the night. Like, especially, I would love to. I mean, we have one not far from us, a couple hours from us, that's an old abandoned, mental hospital, like in prison. Like, I'd love to go to that and just tour it, because they say it's haunted and it's, it's creepy and all that stuff. And I'd love to go see it, but they got tours they usually host a concert there, a rock concert there, and tattoo festival for 2 days, and people can stay outside the grounds. And I'd love to go do that, but it's like I wouldn't want to be in that thing at night unless there was a lot of people in there, together, So it's like it's one of those things I'd love to do during the day. I love watching those YouTube videos where the guys go find these abandoned buildings and abandoned cities and walk through them, and you're like, okay, what's behind that door? What's over here? But like you said, Josh, the ones that have that where they up it up, like, oh, here, I got this special microphone that's going to hear this little kid, and you're walking through it. And it's like, oh, I heard. Do you hear that? Yeah. If you listen really quick, it says, I'll kill you. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh, look, I got a scratch, and you're like, you didn't get a scratch. You scratched yourself real quick.
I'll tell you, take the ride down to New Orleans at some point, because if you like old stuff and you like kind of like a horror scene, because they do indulge in like that whole like voodoo stuff, but then like there's the history of the spirits. Like we stayed in Hotel Monteleone in the French Quarter the first time down there, and there's like a story about a boy that had gotten lost on like the 11th floor of the hotel and was never found. And we had stayed on the 8th floor, and it creeped the fuck out of us, because my wife woke up and she's like, no, sweetheart, like it's over there. I think she's talking to my kid at the end of the bed. I wake up, my kids are both sleeping on the bed. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, what the fuck? But there's a lot down there between the graveyards, just the history in the French Quarter and all around there. So I mean, it took me 2 days to drive there. It'd probably take you half a day or a couple of days to drive there. It's worth it, man. There's a lot of cool history down there. Get outside of the French Quarter, but there's a lot of cool history down there, man. You're like
that whole voodoo stuff. I don't believe in it either. But to throw a curveball at you, I don't know how I feel about this. Do you believe in time travelers?
No.
That one is kind of far-fetched still to me. I mean, I know that it could be possible, but I feel it's far-fetched. It's hard. I mean, the way we're getting with technology, maybe down the road, but not right now.
Nope.
Like, what if we've already gotten there? We're living, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you ever see like online, like there's like pictures of like someone on a phone back in like the 1800s that it's like a smartphone or something, or just like somebody.
But it's like, how do we know that it's true? Like that, like if we're seeing pictures of some other picture, like it's like, how do you know that it's true?
That's the problem with the internet, is that they create all this crazy stuff that you don't know what's real or fake anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, okay, do you believe that you lived a past life? That's one. Like
reincarnation.
Yeah, that everybody's been reincarnated.
Spirits and energy.
I don't think.
Yeah, a lot of people say what you experience or you're into is part of your past.
I don't think.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't think God would do that to somebody else to have me come back.
But see, you could have been like somebody from like the medieval times or something, and then been reincarnated as JC.
You could have been a ladybug.
Yeah, I was probably what do you call it? The guy that the clown that juggles in front of the king.
Jester.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
probably
See, it could be
one of those knuckleheads that I probably got sentenced to death like really early because I couldn't juggle or something.
Maybe.
To the Iron Maiden.
Do you believe it? I mean, do you believe you could be reincarnated?
I don't know what the fuck I believe in, and that's the big thing I'm trying to figure out myself right now. Is like I'm not really like like Jensen. Like I was raised Catholic. You know, I went to church every fucking Sunday until I was like 10 years old, 12 years old. But I fell off that. You know, I don't raise my kids with religion. You know, my wife tries to raise them with like spirituality. So I'm not really sure what I believe in as far as that point. Like, do I like to believe that there's reincarnation? Yeah, because it gives you hope that there's something after you fucking die. You know, and I've heard the whole things with like deja vu is part of that. Like you've lived it in the past life. That's why it's familiar. But I mean, I'd like to think that you come back in some form, you know, it's like a lot of people now, they're opting out of like being buried in a cemetery. And it's like, all right, cremate me, bury my ashes and plant the tree. When you plant the tree, bury my ashes around it, you know?
Right.
So, and then they come back, his life is that tree.
Then Justin Spartan tears it down.
Motherfucker. Yeah, I don't know, and that's tough for me because I never really focused on spirituality or religion.
I mean, hey, Richie Plemons was reincarnated. He was the one that built your house.
Yeah. Right? He kept the beard.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, now let's go back to aliens. I mean, I do believe that there is aliens. I definitely do. I mean, I hope we don't get banned for this, but I mean, I believe that there is a Area 51 where there is aliens in it. I mean, I really do believe that there's aliens in there, and they don't want us to know about it. I mean, I think they're getting more relaxed about letting people know that there is.
Didn't they do something like? Didn't they release some sort or admit that there was some sort of like?
They admitted that there is aliens. Okay,
they didn't say it was like. But aliens could be like bacteria, living organisms, like on an asteroid or something. That you could consider that. Anything that's a living organism could be considered an alien.
Right.
Well, there was
like a being.
There was a guy like maybe 3 or 4 months ago that was some kind of like military specialist, and he went in front of Congress, and he was saying that the government, and this is in front of Congress, this is real, like on like.
This is what I was talking about.
Yeah. He was saying that the United States military and the CIA has live aliens, and that there was also dead bodies too. Like they have them supposedly. And he's like a very accredited person. Like he's not just some bozo off the street. Like the guy has credentials, and he was saying that crazy stuff in Congress.
Right. And I feel like they've had them for years.
What's that?
Even people that have accreditations take acid and mushrooms. Jensen.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But even to allow him on the Congress floor to speak on it, like that's kind of crazy, you know?
Dude, you can't say that there's nobody else out there. There is definitely some sort of other life out there, whether it's like light years away, and their technology is probably way more advanced than we are. We're probably snails compared to fucking other people. And that's where like you get like, okay, maybe time travelers or what if like the spirits you feel around you are fucking aliens? You know, that energy you feel or aliens fucking watching you.
What do you think they look like?
I think they're all weird. I mean, they're all different. I feel that really every planet has some kind of life force on it, and that, you know, maybe we haven't experienced it because we don't literally go to those planets and actually expand looking for all that kind of stuff. Or maybe we have when we have gone to Mars and we know that there is, but we're just not releasing it. So it's one of those things like maybe they're out there and they're just, I mean, Nick, some of them could look like just like you. Maybe, you know, maybe like what they say we have a doppelganger. Maybe that's an alien.
Well, here's my thing, right? Like, as religious as I am, I also believe in like evolution and being able to adapt, right? This planet has adapted for us. We've adapted to this planet to be able to breathe, to eat, to drink. Like, I can't imagine another universe somewhere else where there's a living creatures that's able to come into our atmosphere and still be able to breathe our air and drink our water. They had to have adapted to whatever their planet was. Right. And unless they're super smart and found some kind of scuba gear that they go intergalactically and to any climate. Like,
Right.
I don't know. It's just maybe we'll never know.
So let me switch it up again. So religion, evolution. Do you guys believe in the Big Bang Theory or the big guy with a magic finger that said, "Let there be light, let there be water," blah blah blah?
Both.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because I think something had to start the Big Bang Theory, and something was like, it just doesn't all of a sudden, hey, boom.
Right.
But science isn't there. I'm like, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Again, this is where like my thought process is I like to see facts in front of me, and science is the facts that how things can evolve from fucking nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we all do, but the thing is, like, if a gas mixed with another gas to create a boom, where'd that gas come from? Who created that gas? Like, and on a religious note, I think that us as human beings, we all have that nature in us to want to know the answers to everything, and spiritually, that's kind of a selfish trait to think that we're deserving to know everything. And that's where sometimes I'm like, why think about it so much? I think that it could be both things. It could be evolution, right? But somebody or something or some form or some being. But then the argument is, well, who created God? Or, was he just hanging out one day in a secret room somewhere? I'm bored. I'm going to make a universe. I don't know.
Maybe he's an alien. I mean, maybe God's an alien and from a different planet and sent us here.
I'm going to get. I hope Richie's listening to this podcast. I'm gonna get a picture of Richie with his like this, and like with the beard and like all holiness.
Yo, that's what I do. I won't put that picture up. I'll put pictures of Richie plumbing around my house and my kids. That's the man that built this house, and he's
that's
sparing
the heart with the thorns around it.
Hold it. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We should do a meme. You know how those memes where like people laugh at videos and then like Jesus is behind them? Like you put Richie behind you.
Behind him. Oh, okay.
I'm hashtagging for an Instagram photo because this podcast has hit a lot of different subjects right now.
Yeah,
I mean, with Teslas and now God and evolution.
Yeah. Okay, so then we'll go. Last one real quick. We got like 15 minutes. We're going to go on to, so you guys believe in aliens. You guys believe in ghosts. Do you believe in vampires?
Say hi to Richie.
You need to paste his picture into it. So do you believe in vampires, monsters? Well, I don't think Josh does.
Transylvania is a real thing.
Right. So do you believe that it's actually true? I mean, they said that he used to drink their blood. So do you feel like it's real?
Well, if you believe in vampires, you got to believe in ghosts because it's essentially the same shit. Like it's
right. It's
the dead undead. I don't know. Like
I don't.
I mean, you believe in zombies, right?
I think people identify.
Like, listen, it could happen. All right, you trust your government. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Oh, I think it could happen. I really do think it could happen. I mean, especially with all this stuff going on.
So, all right. Okay. So 2 points. I don't believe in vampires, but I know people identify themselves as vampires.
Well, anybody can identify themselves as whatever they want.
Secondly, zombies. I think that's a very real possibility. And the reason why I think so is because there is like this parasite that attaches to a fish on its tongue.
Right.
And it poisons the fish and it basically controls the fish on what it wants it to do. Like I think the parasites have that and insects fall victim to that as well too. There's like certain parasites that stick and attach to insects and controls them. So I do believe it's a possibility. I'm with Josh on that one.
Well, look at the Last of Us.
So it doesn't have to be you died, you came back to life, and that's what I mean. It could be some sort of like biological, chemical attack, some sort of parasite. I mean, look at what was it right after COVID, the bath salts that the people went to when they started in Florida, and the guy was in the middle of the street on the Florida highway, like munching on some cop that he just beat the shit out of. He just lost his mind. He went crazy.
Right. Well, look at Last of Us. They said that pretty much, you know, everybody became zombies because of some mushroom outbreak. You know, and they made it into. So I mean, come on. I mean, it could happen. I mean, you know, the cure for some cold could be something that goes wrong and makes everybody zombies down the road.
Listen, some shit could happen, you know.
So I mean, so if you got your COVID shot, I hate to say it, you might be a zombie down the road. I mean, I'm glad I never got my COVID shot. So.
So that parasite is called Simotha exigua, EXIGUA, and it attaches to the fish tongue and it replaces the tongue, and somehow it controls the fish.
Wow, that's
so for all you theorists out there, that translates to Moderna.
Watch what fish you're eating, please.
Yeah.
So we believe that zombies are real. Okay, and
zombies could, they could become.
Yes, people could become zombies.
They don't have to die and then come back to life and be buried. They could be alive and just have some sort of. Listen, schizophrenia. You go crazy up schizophrenia. What happens? Boom, you go nuts. You know.
That's Josh after 24 hours of plowing.
Right. I believe it. Yeah, I really do believe it. I mean, the vampires, I do believe, because, like I said, I feel like they're the same thing because, like, I mean, all that stuff from the back, future-wise, and all that stuff that they actually proved that, you know, he was drinking blood and.
Well, hold on. I know we're trying to get off, but when you say you believe it, do you believe that there's weirdos that will suck other people's blood and kill them, or there's dead people
I don't think
that have to live off blood of other people?
I think that he considered himself a vampire back then. I feel like there's people that used to, like, if you look back into it, he used, you know, cut them up and drink their blood, put them on steaks or whatever, and then take their blood and drink it. I don't feel that there's people out there that, I mean, yeah, there's people out there that think they're zombies. It's probably that go and get their teeth all filed down and all that stuff. But
but like more like this was like
real life. I don't think that. Yeah, they're all the Count Dracula. Yeah, he's counting. But I don't feel like they are real. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not the ones like in the movies that go out and bite somebody and suck their blood dry.
Twilight. It's not Twilight.
Right. It's somebody going and drinking blood off of somebody that got, you know, chicken blood or whatever and just, you know, got a blood donation. And instead of, you know, infusing it in their arm, they're trying to drink it.
It's a serial killer with the fetish.
Yeah. Now, I don't get why they call them serial killers, first off. I mean, why do they want to kill cereal? I mean, it's always a good thing to snack on. I mean, seriously. I mean, I know that you got to eat it so you're like killing it, but just go ahead and just, you know, eat it regularly. You don't have to call yourself a serial murderer, okay? So, all right. So what else do we believe in and what don't we believe in?
I don't know, man. On my full-time job.
Okay.
This was an experience that I went. So I went into this house, and this lady had an issue that she needed some assistance with. The most normal lady that you would think that if you met her out on the street, talk to you fine, normal. But in her house, and this creeped me out. In her house was all these drawings and paintings of like Jesus with a blue-colored face, upside down crosses, like chicken feet hanging off the door frames, like all this unholy stuff in her house. Yet she was so nonchalant, normally talking, like you would think of her at the grocery store just buying groceries like a normal everyday lady. But she lived in this weird house. It was dark. There was weird, like upside down crosses, like paintings of blue faces, and like just weird, man. That creeped me out.
Yeah, I have a customer that creeps me out. So, her house is, you know, literally all windows closed up. Every week I see her, she's wearing the same clothes. She says stuff about her husband, but we've never seen her husband. She never goes out that much. She comes out and gives us bananas, which I'm wondering if she's injecting stuff into the bananas. Like, it's kind of weird. Okay, so I mean, maybe there's a little bit more there that I need to investigate or have somebody go over. But she seems like a nice old lady. So
yeah,
It just,
This some
yeah.
weird people.
Yeah, you never know about anybody. Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. I
See that
I
one?
don't believe all the mythology around it, but I do believe that there's some fucking creature out there that steers
So what
clear.
is it? So what, if you believe it's a creature out there, what is it?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
a half man, half wolf? I mean, it's kind of hard because they say it's all covered with hair.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
is it could it be a wolf that's just standing up straight? I mean, look at dogs. Dogs can stand straight up on their back legs.
It's a chupacabra.
Yeah, could be that. What about Loch Ness Monster?
That in the ocean, I
Nothing.
believe, yeah.
dude, this
yeah.
shit in the ocean that they're still discovering species of fish and stuff
Right.
like that. Like, dude, you cannot discover everything in the ocean. It's fucking insane how I'm fascinated by the ocean. I know a lot of people are scared by it, but I am fucking fascinated because there's so many things that are unknown in the ocean. Like, you can't dive deep enough to discover what's down there. There might be shit down there that it could be fucking aliens down there. Because you can't dive.
Yeah.
You can't dive deep enough down there to see. There's some crazy shit. Like, I'll bring it up on the next podcast. There was a type of fish that they discovered somewhere like off the coast of somewhere like Russia or some shit. And this thing looked like a fucking monster. It was like no bigger than the size of a regular laptop, but it looked like a fucking monster. Like, if you saw it, you'd be like, there's no way that this is real.
See, and that's the thing is like there's so much out there to discover still. I don't think we'll ever know exactly the whole extent to everything. Like with ghosts, aliens, zombies, everything, all that's out there. I don't think we'll ever know exactly the full extent to it. And so that's what
All this
keeps our
more
minds
unsolved mysteries.
Yep. Next time to discover more.
Yeah.
All right. Who on the UAG is a real alien?
Is it what?
Is an alien.
Who in a UAG is an alien? Oh, I don't know.
Pablo.
Yeah.
Pablo?
Pablo.
You think Pablo's an alien?
Yeah. That's a good one.
It could be. Could be.
Pablo,
I
let
don't
us
know.
know if you're real.
Yeah, right. Pablo's, oh shit, give me my spaceship now.
Yeah, yeah. He flies away. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's them are hard people to figure out.
We got to
But
get
if you're going
Mikey. What Mikey thinks. Does he believe in aliens? Is he Mike Bedell?
I don't know. We're gonna have to get him and ask him.
You're gonna write you a book on it.
Yeah. But he won't sell it. He'll have somebody else sell it.
Hey, that's right.
Oh, so guys, this was a very good episode. Hopefully, you listen to everything. If not, you got to go back and listen to this a couple times because there's some way out there stuff here. Okay, this is the minds of three landscapers that have nothing better to do except for sit on every Sunday and talk. Okay, so
Are we really cutting grass, or is the grass cutting us?
Are we
see,
here?
now you're going out there. Okay, that's really out there. I didn't even think about that. Are we hurting the grass when we cut it? I mean, I swear I hear screams every once in a while when I cut it. So I mean, maybe it's really alive and we're hurting it.
Maybe we're the UFOs and like the creatures in the grass.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, could be, guys. Could be. Find out next time on Landscaping to the Point here on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere else that you can think of that we might be. You can even go over to, we're at Landscapes by Acme YouTube, over at Landscaping to the Point YouTube. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. This was a great episode. If you haven't heard some of our other stuff, go back, listen to it. We'll talk about Smelly Wood. We talk about Barbie. We talk about anything and everything. We could talk about business stuff. So this isn't all about just business. This is a great spectrum of work and stuff that we talk about. So, and we try to get straight to the point, guys. So thank you for listening to us. Thank you guys for being on. And we